Today we are going to be going over the backstory of my haunted doll, Cheryl. Cheryl is not new here. She is somebody who we would consider an OG. She has been here since pretty early on in our collection, but her story is quite disturbing, and honestly, it's been a hard one for me to be able to tell. So content warning on that. Cheryl is honestly quite a sad and serious young woman, though she has a heart of gold and is an absolute sweetheart. Everyone always assumed that she was much younger than she was when she was initially investigated because she is very childlike, but then when she said she had children, it kind of surprised everyone, so they figured she must have been older than she presents herself. The assumption was that she must have regressed a bit from the trauma of her death, and we do know that to be the case now for sure. She actually did lose a lot of her memories just from the trauma of it all, and over time we've slowly but surely been working with her to piece together her own story because she also wants to know it. She is still suffering, still reeling from what happened to her, and it's been quite a long time now, though we have seen significant improvements since she got here, and I feel confident that we will only continue to see her grow. Cheryl passed away in 1995. She was originally submitted for investigation from a researcher in Nebraska who had found her vessel in a shop in Grand Rapids, Iowa. She could tell that there was a spirit attached, but she could never pin down a name or age, and by the time her info was submitted to the next investigation team, she had decided not to take her back. She did not want to be responsible for helping Cheryl with her trauma, and I respect that. She had her boundaries. At first, everyone assumed that it would be very difficult to help Cheryl, but as they researched her more, they found out more about what had happened to her. Everyone was able to take baby steps to help Cheryl deal with everything that happened to her, and we have continued to work on that since she's been here. It is kind of a slow-going process, but there is definitely progress in the right direction. Cheryl talks about her championship roller skating days and how much fun that was, but then she got into a bad romance and had a bunch of kids. Her addictions got the best of her, and she resorted to sex work after 2 of her kids were taken away from her for neglect. She had difficulty even telling us that for fear of judgment, but we were very proud of her for being honest because we don't judge here. She told us about the sex work, the crimes, the things that got her onto the streets, and we understand that. She seems to be able to relax and talk to us more the more that she sees that we are willing to understand her. What she can't get past, though, is that she was killed by someone that she knew and liked. She had a regular customer, and she really liked him. She thought he was fun, and they always had a good time together. She really thought she could see herself actually eventually settling down with him. He always talked to her about his big dreams. He made promises to come get her and get her off of the streets. But when he did show up after months of being gone, he was so violent with her that she was shocked, and she's still in shock over that. She had seen some serious shit being on the streets and even had sexual violence, but this in particular was absolutely unreal to her because she did trust this man. It took her years to realize that she was in fact dead. She did not want to believe that he was the one who had done this to her. Cheryl was so stuck in her disbelief and sadness that she kind of regressed back to a little girl type mindset for a bit, which is why she actually chose her vessel. It reminds her of herself as a child and her children, and that is something that she has always held on to. Cheryl has shared that she was molested by a relative as a kid, and we think that that had a lot to do with everything. She's getting so much better, though, and her progress is amazing, and we do see times where she truly shines and is able to feel happiness again. She is more communicative and more mature in our conversations. When she first got here, she was talking a bit like a child, but she's gotten so much better, and we've been able to have more adult conversations with her. I feel so bad for her. I cannot imagine what she's been through and how badly it has affected her. Cheryl has some really interesting activity. We've had a lot of movement with her, manifestations of a woman in the house, opening drawers, going through clothes in the closet, and looking at books. Periodically, I find my sweatshirt drawer open, and I always know that that's her taking a look. She loves looking through my makeup, and she loves offerings of makeup as well, and that's always a way to make her happy. When she first got here, I would see Cheryl all the time, wandering around the house, just kind of looking lost and confused, and that has pretty much stopped. Now she primarily frequents our kitchen. She absolutely loves to be in the kitchen, and right when we get home, she will flicker the kitchen lights to let us know that she says hello, which is always so sweet. Periodically, I will find things moved around in the kitchen, and one of my favorite things that she's ever done is one time I had these 2 Christmas dog bandanas that were kind of thrown on the countertop, and I found them folded in the middle of the floor because it was the day after Christmas and I had forgotten to put them on the dogs. Despite everything she's been through, Cheryl has always been endlessly sweet and respectful in our house, and we are so grateful to be able to help her and have the relationship with her that we do. We've been able to gain her trust and as a result help her through a lot of what she has going on, and we will continue to do that for as long as she wants us to. Thank you for taking the time to learn about Cheryl, and subscribe for more haunted doll content.